Hey guys, this is Callan LF here with another episode of MOCTalks, and today I'm going to be discussing Kreezon. I actually thought there were more votes, but not a ton of you guys voted this time, or at least as all the people who did had very varying opinions, so only 3 took this over the top to beat the 2 Rogi votes, so not really relevant to the figure, but just throwing it out there. Keep voting, whatever, I don't know, do what you want. But yeah, so 3 people wanted Kreezon. This is what we're doing. So Kreezon is the self-mock of my cousin, and his origin lies years ago when David and I basically created Davix, but as sort of a self-mock for my brother, and I got Christian in when he decided he wanted my cousin, because the 3 of us have always been pretty close, David, Christian, and I. So he decided he wanted to make a self-mock too, and so he created to parallel our red and green color schemes, he decided to go with black and white and gold initially. This version lost the gold, though I built this version myself. But yeah, historically, as a character, he's basically just been the representative of my cousin, and I'll talk about him more in Callan and Davix later, but let's talk about the design. Because yeah, his history as just a mock design, he was a Toa mock. He once had a Titan form that was on my mock pages. You can look it up if you care. Or a relatively larger form. Not sure if you could so tall you could say Titan, but yeah, debatable. Anywho, he was relatively tall and he's always had a sort of white and gold and black color scheme, and the Hydraxon mask has always stayed on him, though this version I did, yes, cut out the gold because I wanted for a more simple color scheme, because this was his Matoran form that I eventually made to fit with all my self-mock characters that I would use in Callan and Davix, and general things like JCI shorts, though those were discontinued relatively quickly and did not feature anyone other than the JCI cast. But yeah, so that's enough of that. Let's just talk about the figure a bit. The body design is designed by me. It's not a very horribly complex design. It's basically your standard Metru torso with armor attachment, then neck that holds on the arms. It's not terribly complicated, but some people have asked for how-tos of stuff like this. And I don't think I did one for this guy, but I could still potentially, I don't know. Anywho, but yeah, his torso is relatively simple. I like his arms and the use of the Borok teeth, as that's always fun to see if I can use those, and the texture gives him kind of a lanky quality about his forearms, but yeah, I kept the spike theme going. Yeah, the white spikes, he has them like that because with the gold originally it looked kind of like a crown. I don't know why he went for the king look, but even so, I decided to make them white and keep that kind of motif going with this version of the character. The legs, though, with Borok teeth added to, like, I guess, beef it up. The design is by the IDS Studios, IDS 5621. It's a nice technically illegal technique where you just, but yeah, you put tape on one piece and just tighten the joint, and it's yeah, he hasn't always appreciated me kind of using this design, but so sorry. I'll probably change it next if I ever give this guy an update, but it's a nice little design and it looks very good on characters like Jevik, and it works decently well on this figure, I would say. But yeah, sorry if you don't like that I took that. Anyway, now let's get to him as a character used. He was basically, he cameoed in Bioshorts once, and I basically just used him for a gag about, I don't know, it was like really brief, and it was a terrible video where Callan talks to Optimus Prime. Yeah, that was bad. But his cameo is basically just him being kind of smarmy. So there he was kind of like teasing. Then when I introduced him in Callan and Davix, because I wanted to get him more involved, that's probably he and the brothers' relationship is probably the best one in terms of potential, because I always liked the idea of him being kind of like really kind of nice and doing nice things for people, but being totally overlooked, or also kind of being like he does nice things and he kind of wants attention for it, and but no one really pays attention, and then he gets annoyed and worn out. So I kind of thought that was a funny idea to take the character for Callan and Davix, and that's really the only relationship dynamic I would like to go forward with if I were to say do a remake or do some kind of new version of Callan and Davix. Callan and Kreezon 2018. I don't know. Silly joke. No, not really. But the idea of them kind of Callan being like. Hey, thanks for that. Of him being like, hey, I did the dishes and I helped out. Oh, yeah, sure. And he always wanted to be thanked. He wanted to be included. But despite his niceties, he's the abandoned one. So yeah, I thought that was kind of silly. I don't know. The way it was done in Callan and Davix was a little too basic, in my opinion. So I don't know. Maybe I'd do something better with it if I kept going, but I didn't want to, so I'm not going to. But yeah, there he is with Callan. And they have I think they look good together. The last time I'd used these two characters together was for my 5th year on YouTube anniversary video that I just released earlier than this past January. And I changed his personality again as more of the sort of like a joking parallel of, wow, I've done so great on YouTube. I'm so happy. You realize you only have 12,000 subscribers. It's nothing. You're just wasting your time at this point. You're 19 years old. You need to get on with your life. And that still holds up. That's very true. I am wasting my time. But I hope you've enjoyed this episode, because that's all I really have to say, and this episode's gone on pretty long. So hope you enjoyed. I will see you guys next time. Keep voting, and I will get to your suggestions. Oh, no, I broke it.